Welcome to this tutorial where we will show you how to send live data from sensor to the dashboard live graph. It's a good time because we already covered the basics of nodes and how to connect two nodes together, and also covered the basic introduction in the previous tutorial with the one tutorial focused on designing the groups and tabs. And now it's a good time that you learn how you can connect your sensor and send the data to live graph. Let's start it. Create a new application. Here you just can name it whatever you like. So we're gonna name it as SSCL dashboard SSCL dashboard app, I think. Yeah. So now you can name anything really. I mean, this is just obviously to name the program in a way that your application works. So this was, we could call it SSCL instance. And here we go. Now, when we launch it, you will see it here at the bottom. It's not enabled like any other instance, so you have to enable it. And then we go to the editor. Once we go to the editor, here we have this flow which we can create our dashboard. So I will show you how you can actually connect the live MQTT in, which we'll pick it up from here and drag it here. And then obviously we need to put this MQTT and connect it to a broker. This is a configuration, just the way I explained you in the previous tutorial on MQTT. You need to copy this Smart IoT Cloud with the port number. We do that from the dashboard, paste it here, and obviously the port number needs to go on the port number. Here you go. Every application you do, Smart IoT Cloud.io is the server, and the port number will change. So now we have it here. This topic, we can name it whatever we like. We set the QS0 and then set the topic name to, because it's going to be production, so watts would be a good way to put it there. Because we can do electricity production, sort of like graph. And this is going to change it to 1. I mean 0, it doesn't matter because 0 would give you no QS. Here we got it that now we need to plot this graph. See, it's connected, so it shows connected in green, which means it's configured properly and connected to the MQTT. Now we need to pick up one graph, so we can put this chart or gauge. Previously we pick up the gauge, with this time we pick a live chat. So let's pick up the live chat, because gauge you already covered in the previous tutorial, so this way you can cover the chart details. So we connect it the same way. Now see, it's still not configured, so we need to go here and create a group like we did it in the last tutorial, told you about groups and tabs. So we name it anything, for example electrical, we can call it production or consumption, whatever, you know. Because obviously these are going to show you graphs, so maybe and then we create a tab, and here we can put it in room number 1. The reason is because that's going to be a graph on room number 1. So now we got tab and graph, and we added it, and now we put a label the chart as electrical consumption. I think we better change the graph to not call it graph, the group number. So let's change the group name to electrical consumption rather than electrical data is better, electrical data. And then we name the chart as a graph, the label the graph as a graph, you know. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused about the naming convention, but you could name it whatever you like, you know. So this is going to be a line graph or bar graph or whatever you want to do. So we'll go for line. Yeah. And then we basically set the axis. So it's going to start from 1 and it's going to be in an hour, and we can keep it in seconds or minutes or whatever, you know, we like. So let's keep it a minute. And then we here select how do you want to label your x-axis, HHMMSS or HMMM, whatever you like, you know, you can select there. Minimum value of y-axis would be 0, and a program we have written, it goes up to 10,000, so we put here 10,000, and that's it. And now you can further come down and select your legend as well, and I'll tell you about the legend when we show the graph. So you show the legend because it's a one graph plotting in watt, so legend would be watt when it comes there, and it's a linear of course. And select the color of the line that in which you want the color to be presented. So that's how you can leave it as a default, or you can pick up any color of the line on the graph, whichever you like, right? So we will obviously when we do the multiple lines, then we need the color. So it's a single line, so let's deploy it. Go back to the dashboard, launch it, and here we go. Now you see there is a graph, but you can't see it. So, and this is also a very small graph, there's no data, so you can't see it. So let's go back and configure the size of it on the layout. Go back to the dashboard, there we go on to the layout, yeah, and here we can increase the size and in terms of width, so there will be a bigger graph. That's so we can see. So we are done with this one. Click on done once you, yeah, a little bit more, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we can lock it, so that nobody mess around with it. Done. Okay, so successfully deployed, and now the graph size has become bigger. Obviously you can't see it because we're not sending the data to it. So we have written already a program. Let's go back to the program and click on the Python file, and in that pre-written program, what I'm doing is I'm sending the data to actually Smart IoT Cloud, and we need to obviously change the port number. So we need to topic is the same, watts, but the port number I have to change. Go back there and in the dashboard, copy it from the here 400 So we copy this from here, paste it here, and that's it. And now when you run it, it will start sending the data, and it will start showing on the graph as well. The rest of the program obviously is out of the scope, but we'll do a Python maybe in different lectures. So here we go, running. Now you go back, let's see, you can see the plotting of the graph as the data is coming from. So that's the graph with the default color, which you could have changed to any color of line, but when we'll do another line here on the same graph, then we can set it will be in a different color. And so this way your data is coming live from the sensor. The Python program that I showed you, you can run it under your Raspberry Pi and just send the data live from the Raspberry Pi. This is what legend, remember that I told you about the legend, show legend, while I was configuring it. So this is obviously a single line, so the blue line shows in watt, but when there's a multiple line, there will be another legend appear here, and we can label it whatever we like. Yeah, and we can have another maybe meter to watts line. We can modify this graph, add another MQTT which can send data, another topic can send data to the same graph. So you can have multiple lines on the same graph. Let's do it actually. So what we need to do is we need to go back and pick up the MQTT in, and then we need to configure it. Same Smart IoT Cloud, same, but topic name would be meter to graph. We can watt to graph or watt to meter. Yeah, watt to meter or meter to watt is same thing, potato. Just a topic name. Once we have this, we connect to the same graph. Now it's connected to the same graph. Now what we need to do is we need to deploy it. Now we got two topics coming to the same graph, right? Basically now you need to go back to the script. I've written another script which basically send the data from send the data to two topics, 1 watts and 1 meter to watts. And here all I need to do is change the port number again, which is topic. We need to change the topic name actually. Yeah, meter to watts, because that's a different one. Meter to watts. Here we go. So the port number is same, and when we run it, you will see this data. So we run both the program together, right? One program. So this way your Raspberry Pi will have two programs running together. So this is one program already running, and we ran another program, which is again start sending data to another topic, and that topic is also connected to the same graph. So you see two lines now. See here, a light blue line and one is a dark blue line, and you will see the legend as well on top of it, light blue and dark blue legend. And this way both programs are running. If you stop one program, the one line will stop. If you stop both programs, both lines will stop. And this way, what we shown here is that you could run multiple programs on your Raspberry Pi that can start sending the data. If I stop it like this, so you could continue doing that as long as it takes. So if I stop the program from the back, this will basically stop the line. But if I don't stop the program, it's going to continue. Now I've stopped it, the data is stopped, right? So what happens is, if we now we've got a lot of data, we refresh it, the data will stay there, you know, it will not go away. So now what I'm going to teach you how you can clear the graph. No, that is a bit of a small clever button you can create there, and that button you can connect to the same thing. So first we configure it, we call it this electrical data, and that button is clear button, right? We label it as a clear graph, and then we can payload, you can select JSON. So what you're saying is that send a JSON payload with an empty string, right? So this is this kind of things you will not find in the documentation of Node-RED, or you know, you may have to search YouTube channel to find this kind of trick. So when you face a problem like, oh, you want to clear the graph, now you search on the YouTube how you can do that using Node, and you connect it here, and now when it loads, it will basically give you a button underneath it. So if you look at the graph design, see that's your layout, it's going to go button underneath it like this. Now if I click it, it will clear everything. So this is now stop, I clear it, here you go, button, everything is clear because JSON is loaded and it cleared it empty. So see how many things I connected to the same graph. I connected to, let me do a bit of designing here. Now it will be small size here. See, it's a small size graph, and these are the different things that you can do with the graph. So this Python code which I showed you, actually you can run it on your Raspberry Pi, which will send the data to this MQTT watt and meter to watt topics, and it will take you there. Thank you.